Okay, cool. So I hereby call this meeting to order at 5:32 p.m. Senator Chang, can you please do our roll call
President Moore,
here?
Chief Wortman,
Present.
Director Lauer,
Here.
Director Trubach,
Present.
Director Watkins,
Here.
Director Dingy,
Present.
Director Taylor, Director Rodriguez,
Here.
Here.
Director Nepsui,
Here.
Director Aguinaga,
Here.
Senator Dadsell,
Here.
Senator John,
Here.
Senator Chang here, Senator Riley,
Here.
Senator Farland,
Here.
Senator Allen,
Here.
Senator Paris,
Here.
Senator Esperson,
Here.
Senator Klein,
Here.
Senator Evans,
Here.
Senator Campisi,
Here.
Senator Gomez,
Present.
Senator Lauderdale,
Here.
Senator Palucci, Senator Suresh,
Here.
Senator Jackson,
Here.
Intern Alvarino,
Here.
and Advisor Factor Page.
Here.
Okay, thank you, Senator Chang. Moving on to the adoption of the agenda. Does anyone have any objections to the agenda as presented via Slack? Okay, seeing none, the agenda is adopted by unanimous consent. Moving on to public contributions. I see we have Dr. Drummer Farrell here with us today. So the floor is she here today? Oh, she's on the agenda, but I don't.
Yep, and I'm gonna promote her to panelist. So Dr. D, I'm gonna change your role real quick.
Yeah, this is like different to not see them in the meeting, but.
Yeah. All right, Dr. D, you should be able to unmute and we can see your face. Yep, perfect.
Hi, good evening. I was like, wait, I have some things that I want to update on, and I don't know if I can speak. Well, good evening, everybody. I just wanted to give a few updates to a few of our student leader groups, starting with you all on our mental health update. As you all know, we've been working with ways to support our students, the mental health and their needs. And there are 3 updates that I would like to give and then answer any questions that you may have. First, our care center, so our crisis advocacy resources, education and support center. We are actually in the process of doing the search for the assistant dean of students. This is the inaugural position in the care center. This will actually kick off the unofficial opening of it with the ribbon cutting happening later in the fall semester. The other pieces will be opening soon for our case manager with the hopes that the care center director will be able to provide insight on final selections. We hope that the assistant dean of students and director for student advocacy and support will be able to be in position next month, and hope that the case manager will be in position in March. The other piece is our CIT officers or crisis intervention team. There have been some additional funding to support those officers at Kent State here that respond in crisis. We've been able to enhance and provide training for new officers, new dispatchers, and also provide funding for an additional officer to further support our students in their needs. Last but not least, CAPS, or Counseling and Psychological Services. You will see an update that will come soon, likely Monday morning. We hope to have updates provided. Eligible students, based off of your student fee structure, will receive 6 sessions from CAPS that are covered. We also have signed an agreement with Impact Solutions and their student sector, where we are able to provide additional clinicians that allows us to support our out-of-state students, as well as the students who were on the wait list. Our wait list is now taken care of by that. That is temporary for now to further notice, because we are also working on enhancing the amount of clinicians that we have, but that will take some time. So we wanted to have an immediate answer for that piece. The other thing that's going to go out on Monday is that we have an after hours line that's connected to counseling and psychological services. I want to reiterate, this is a non-emergency line. If students are emergency, imminent danger, they still need to call 911, as we do have our crisis intervention team prepared to support students. However, if you're sitting with a student or you yourself just want somebody to talk to, it's after 5 over the weekend or on a holiday or break, you are able to opt in by calling Counseling Psychological Services line. I'll make sure that I put it in the chat. And dial, a prompt will tell you what to dial, and then you will be able to speak to someone on the spot. After that call, the next business day that CAPS is open, they'll receive an update and follow up either with additional support through Impact Solutions or support through CAPS. So it all depends. There's a lot of factors that are made based off of scope, where you are geographically, licensure, and the wait list. Also, I've said it a few times, but many of you may know them as psychological services or psych services. Their name has formally changed, and that will be a part of the announcement. CAPS is the acronym. It's higher education. We love a good acronym. And it stands for Counseling and Psychological Services. We noticed that when students are looking for services, often they look and search counseling and would not come across CAPS in their search. There are over 800 mentions across the university of psych services that have been updated. So we are in a good position come Monday morning. That is the gist of my update. I hope to have another update by the end of the spring semester, as well as going into the fall semester. But any questions that you all have, I'm happy to answer them at this time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Drummer Farrell. Does anyone have any questions? I know it was a lot of information. Ethan, yeah, Dr. Lauer.
Yeah, thank you. I just have like a general question. I'm not so familiar with the care center development. So could you give like a quick summary of like everything that falls under that?
Yep. So CARES is an acronym that stands for Crisis Advocacy, Resources, Education, and Support. That is an area that we are developing to really support our students in their basic needs, including mental well-being, financial insecurity, food insecurity, and homelessness. This will work with a variety of campus stakeholders, many of which you can probably put 2 and 2 together that do some of this work now. However, instead of sending students to 12 different directions, we will be able to support them in one place and kind of guide them and support them through that. The other unique piece of this office is they will also look at resources that are off campus as well. Although Kent State, we would love to be all to everyone and all things, that's not necessarily possible. And we also have some resources within the community, which is why the case manager position is so pivotal to be next. We hope to hire additional employees. That position will not have a wide launch until the fall. However, the work that has been done for students in those areas have been done by my office. It will continue to do so, but will be filtered through these folks, and then we'll have larger resources and information go out. So the short of it is, the way that we filter students to get them these resources will continue to do so. We'll have an extra person that is completely dedicated to that work. And then outreach, education, and support and broader will happen when we get more employees in place to be able to support the greater good of the campus.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I see Senator Jackson has a question.
All right, thank you. Hi, Dr. D.
Hi, Jasmine.
So quick question is also about CARES. So you're saying it's still in development, right? Just to make sure I'm following everything. So it's still in development. Okay, cool. And then a second quick question I had was for, I'm making sure it's CAPS, right? It's CARES and then CAPS, 2 different things.
I know, I can't tell you how many times. So we have CAPS, CARES, and CAVS all in the Division of Student Affairs, yes. So
Okay.
CAPS, Counseling, Psychological Services, Dr. Pam, Dr. Lisa, Dr. John, that whole crew that a lot of you may have interacted with, even at events, that's where they will be housed. The Care Center will be, the Assistant Dean of Students will be in my office, and then the spaces across the hall, we hope to have the assistant dean hired by February, the first case manager of hopefully 2 by March, and then continue to hire staff throughout the spring semester.
Okay, and then for CAPS, so that's where there's a 6 free session that students will be
Covered. 6 covered sessions.
Okay, and that's where students have to have eligible for those sessions, correct? Is there a way, are we allowed to know what that eligibility looks like, or is that something that's still being figured out?
So it's there. I don't know if it's on the website. So I will say that that information will be posted on the website, very similar to what you see with University Health Services. It's based off of your student fee structure. So oftentimes, if you're a full-time student, then you don't have to worry about it. There are some nuances with different groups of students who may not necessarily pay student fees, and those students will be able to either access the website or call the main line to inquire, and they can look it up for you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Senator Jackson. Does anyone else have any questions?
All right, thank you all.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. John Farrell. I look forward to seeing the announcement, and I know we're very happy to see this improvement in mental health on our campus. And if anyone else has any public contributions at this time, you can put it in the chat, and then Megan, Dr. Page can, I think, promote you if you have anything to say. Correct, right, Megan? You can do that, right?
Correct. Yeah, you can chat me. Dr. D, I'm going to put you back as an attendee just in case you were wondering what's happening in our.
No worries. Thank you.
No problem. What happened? Yep. It doesn't look like in our chat, Tiara, that we have any more public contributions.
Cool. So yes, and for everyone that is aware, like we're going to be doing public contributions probably this way now instead of rather than the form we were using before. This makes it a little bit easier because we can control who comes in and out of the meetings better than before. So thank you, Megan, on that one. So moving on to our reporting of absences. So Senator Palucci was excused today for medical reasons, which is outlined in our attendance policy. Does anyone have any objections to this absence? Okay, seeing none, Senator Palucci is excused from our meeting today. So moving on to the reading and approval of the minutes. Does anyone have any objections to the minutes from January 20th as presented in Slack? Okay, hearing no objections, they are adopted by unanimous consent. And Senator Chang, we can move on to reports.
President Moore.
Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. I'm excited to be at our first public meeting this semester. I've been quite busy with the vaccine team and the vaccine education subcommittee. Shout out to intern Alvarino for attending a meeting in my place today, literally number one. And so if you guys have any questions about the vaccine distributions or proposed policies or anything like that, just let me know. You know, we're working on it, and it's a very definitely interesting situation with how everything's going. So, and constantly changing as well. So if you have questions, definitely let me know. I know there's a lot of information out there about it, but you know, we want to make sure we're promoting information that's accurate. So if you have questions, let me know. I also have been busy with the Strategic Enrollment Management Committee. I'm on the Student Services Subcommittee. So if you guys have ideas on how Kent State can improve student services across campus, let me know. I've also been busy with the University Diversity Action Council. So we're looking at ways to promote better diversity education across campus. I was also honored to introduce Bakari Sellers for our MLK event last week and attended the Q&A session with him. So that was really fun. I had my monthly meeting with our Dean of Students, and we discussed some questions I've been getting about graduation. So be expecting an announcement in the near future about that for all of you who are graduating seniors and probably have questions as well. I've also this past week met various USG members about a bunch of different projects. As always, Chief Wortman and I are here to support your projects. I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with during our last semester together. Finally, I did some interviews with student media, as always. And in the coming weeks, I'll be working on the May 4th commemoration planning and preparing for the Elect Her event with the Women's Center. I also do have a meeting with our Vice President of Student Affairs tonight. So if there's anything pressing that you'd like me to bring up, actually tonight, and I have one tomorrow. So if there's anything pressing you need me to bring up, just let me know and I will make sure administration hears about it. So thank you.
Thank you, President Moore. Chief Wortman?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I did want to mention that there are a lot of no reports this week, which is really upsetting for President Moore and myself to see. Just make sure you're turning in a report and a task log by midnight on Sundays before public and group meetings. That way we can effectively meet and everyone can collaborate and get to know what we're all doing instead of having to skip your turn. I am currently serving on the Strategic Enrollment Management Committee with a focus on university marketing. So I'm working with them on what they want the brands and vision of Kent State to be in the next couple of years. And then I'm also working on transition materials and requirements in upcoming weeks and getting the ball rolling on that so that we can have a smooth transition to the next officers. And I did want to announce that the office is now open and staffed on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. I had a few people ask me if they could print or other various things in the office, but those are the business hours for this semester. We're only staying open this one day a week. If you have any questions about in-person hours or anything, just let me know. Thanks to everyone who volunteered for those. And if you have any questions at all, let myself or Tiara know. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Wortman. Director Lauber, no report. Director Trubach?
Hi, everyone. This past week, I was able to draft some of my goals and ideas for this semester. I met with President Moore to discuss these and talk about different ways that we can be more involved with the community. Along with this, I created an application for a community affairs committee that will assist me with various initiatives. I was also able to make a flyer for this and share it on social media and forward it to some organizations on campus. And then lastly, I was able to attend the City of Kent's community meeting and an off-campus COVID-19 committee.
Thank you, Director Trubach. Director Watkins, no report. Director Dingy?
Hi, so over break, I spent some time communicating with AG Print Promo Solutions in the Leadership Center, formulating a plan for USG to contribute to the Leadership Institute on February 20th. As we read in the first reading last week, I'm hoping that we will pass some legislation tonight so that we can commit to providing 100 shirts to incentivize students to attend the event. I had some meetings with Spin Transportation Company at the beginning of this week to get the efforts of that project up and running again. And there will be more to come on that soon. Chief Wortman has approved them to come speak to us in our group meeting next week, I think very quickly. So looking forward to you all getting some more information about that. Lastly, I'm looking forward to serving on Senator Jackson's Diversity Committee again. I've begun assisting her in some of the plans for Black History Month, and we will be presenting some legislation regarding funding for the month tonight. I can't wait to see what everyone does this semester, and have a great week.
Thank you, Director Dingy. Director Taylor, no report. Director Rodriguez?
So this week I created the file to contact USG representatives for the merch sizes that I just emailed today. I also got in contact with AG Printing about the graduation stoles, never mind. And then I also worked on social media posts and as well as organizing better for the rest of the semester. I hope everyone is having a good semester. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Rodriguez. Director Nepswe?
Hi, everyone. I'm super excited for this semester and what everyone's going to accomplish together. Over break, I continued on the care package initiative, which I talked about a bit last week, but we were able to get hundreds of care packages packed. I continued working on them today, actually. And I've also transitioned to be the chair of the Committee on Health, which I'm very excited for, and have met with the rest of the Mental Health Coalition today to discuss matters and planning for the semester. I've also attended the Education Policy Council meeting, which was really interesting. They passed in a lot of new majors and minors, so do be looking for those in various colleges. I know they passed a new brewing technology major, which I thought was super fun, but there are other majors and minors across the colleges that I thought were really interesting. And I've also started doing one-on-ones with the senators, primarily academic senators, but if anyone else wants to do a one-on-one, I'm always open to it. This semester I have a lot of big goals, and I'm excited to see what everyone else does. Have a great week.
Thank you, Director Nepswe. Director Aganaga?
Hi, this week will be our first allocations hearing of the semester. We had a handful of requests that came in, and I'm looking forward to potentially providing opportunities for our students. We'll also begin crafting the necessary legislation to get the ambassadorship program into our bylaws. I want to make sure that it's more of a requirement that we can kind of back it up so that everyone can get involved in something like that. And in addition to that, I'm filling a vacancy on my committee, and you'll hear more about that in a bit. Thanks.
Thank you, Director Aguinaga. Senator Dalzell.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be back. It was good to be in the office today as well and see a few USG members. Response that I heard from the peers I represent last semester gave me the idea to start an Instagram kind of focus about the students of my college. So I kicked that off this week and have had a good response about students coming up to me and saying that's a cool idea, and I'm excited to see where that leads. In addition to that, I've been able to speak with leadership of the college and provide some feedback and give them feedback on things they have going on. And in addition, I am serving on the search committee for the associate provost and graduate dean, and that starts on Friday, the first meeting. And I am assisting Caitlin Campisi with a few things she has going on. So I'm excited to see what else comes this semester.
Thank you, Senator Dalzell. Senator John, no report. Senator Chang. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's semester is going well. Over break, I volunteered with the Committee on Health to set up and put together care packages for students in quarantine and isolation. Shout out to Director Nepswe for ordering all the materials and organizing the project. Last week, I attended an election commission meeting held by Director Lauer. I'm excited to see what Director Lauer has planned. I also recently became the next fellow for the Campus Election Engagement Project. I am excited to fill Director Lauer's shoes. Hope everyone has a nice week. Thank you. Senator Riley.
Hi, everybody. I hope that everyone had a great week and is getting used to classes being back around again. This last week, I met with a couple different students in the College of Business to talk about their opinions on certain matters and ideas that they hope to see in the future. I also met with Business Professionals Roundtable to talk about the new ideas of things that are happening in my college. And I also worked on organizing some of the new ideas for the period project that we will hopefully be implementing in the near future. I hope everybody has a great week.
Thank you, Senator Riley. Senator Farland.
Hi, everyone. I don't have much to report this week, but I reached out to one of my contacts for a project I was working on last semester. So if anyone needs help in anything, you could reach out to me. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator Farland. Senator Allen.
Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. This last week, I have contacted my committee and got their availability for the semester, and we're actually meeting tomorrow. Here on the report, it says that I had emailed Alicia Crow and had not heard back, but I have heard back since then, and actually she was able to get our email sent out about recruiting mentors for our mentorship program, and we've had about 8 people interested in becoming a mentor for the semester. And just sort of been getting back into the swing of things. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator Allen. Senator Paris, no report. Senator Esperson.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be back and hearing from you all again. Over break, I was selected to join the search committee for the new dean of the College of Nursing. We have our first meeting coming up in February on the 4th with Provost Tankersley to discuss beginning the search process. Also, over break, I attended a couple of Committee on Health meetings. Most recently, I helped out with assembling some items for the care packages we've been working on. Overall, I'm excited for what this semester has in store. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Senator Esperson. Senator Klein, no report. Senator Evans, no report. Senator Campisi.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a good break and an easy transition back into classes. I had my first election commission meeting with Director Lauer and advisor Megan Factor-Page. We discussed the plans and schedule for this upcoming election. We also have our first candidate informational session tomorrow at 5 p.m. via Zoom if anyone's interested in joining us. I also met with the director of the Academic Success Center about an initiative we're planning for the students involving this semester with PARTA and the university. That's pretty much all for this week. Thank you and go Flashes.
Thank you, Senator Campisi. Senator Gomez.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's good to be back. I've been working on a lot, so please bear with me. Yesterday, I attended the KIC meeting, the first general body meeting of this semester. I was awarded the bronze pin for my work in USG. Thank you, KIC, for that. I worked with resident services to ensure that the residence halls would stay safe during COVID-19. So we set up the weekly testing to stop the floor-wide quarantines that were happening. And this semester, Lake and Core Bar closed, so I worked hard to make sure that the RAs kept their jobs and that the LLCs, the living learning communities, especially the Excel and LGBTQ ones, stayed running. And yeah, so I want to talk about a very big project that I've been working on for around several months now. So Resident Services states that we are committed to safe and inclusive communities that foster student success. And this can't happen if students don't feel included or part of the community. Earlier last semester, when the rock was vandalized with racist language, some students were shocked and disturbed while others weren't surprised. The rock wasn't the reason why so many students protested. The students protested because of what it represents, the physical manifestation of racism that was already there and exacerbated during the Black Lives Matter protests and the presidential election. The only way to combat hate and ignorance on campus is through education and action. It is important to have these uncomfortable conversations so that we as students can get educated and be part of the solution, not the problem. I had conversations with the administration, the Student Multicultural Center, and Black United Students about an educational trip in which students would learn about racial injustice through intentional programming and action items. It is in the early planning stages and will most likely occur in the spring semester of next academic year. I encourage all my colleagues in undergraduate student government to support this trip and aid me with the planning and implementation to ensure this is done intentionally and inclusively. Thank you all, and I will update with more details when the time comes.
Thank you, Senator Gomez. Senator Lauderdale.
Hi, it's nice to see everyone again. I apologize if you can't hear me. I've been having some mic issues. But to go over what I did for my time over break, I was notified that I was the December Student Leader of the Month, which was really awesome. This acknowledgement was an honor to receive, and my nominator also mentioned my work in undergraduate student government with my work with the Green Dot Committee for Dean Pringle. So shout out to USG and for that happening. And then for my upcoming plans, I'm working on meeting with several directors to see what's needed from my college, getting the word out more. And then my first project is going to be continuing to get my furniture requests out for the Excel Living Learning community. I still plan to also meet frequently with Dean Pringle and see what's needed for our students, as she's going to be reaching out to me this week. Lastly, I will also be receiving more updates on a Green Dot committee with our proposal to implement additional education and have more intervention strategies to reduce unwanted sexual contact in the Kent State community with the new program. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you and have a good week, everyone.
Senator Lauderdale. Senator Suresh.
Hello, everyone. I hope everybody had a great weekend and a first week. I've been working with the Office of Global Education to set up food packages. Been doing this since last semester, but we did not have domestic students, and we also did not have a lot of student involvement with the food package services. So this year or this semester, we've been planning out for more students to get involved and also to provide for more students. We had about 225 students ask for food packages last semester. And this year we're breaking it down for one every month until the end of semester. So we are hoping for more than 225 students to participate or even register for their food packages. And during the month of February, during the iHeart Travel Week, we have a cultural cafe arranged. It is a student representation of 2 different countries. And for the month of February, in respective with the month, we also have students representing from African American culture and a student from Democratic Republic of Congo. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Suresh. Senator Jackson, no report. Intern Alvarino.
Hey everyone. So this week I helped President Moore do research on Ohio's current plan on the vaccine and its distribution. And we also had a Zoom meeting discussing me sitting in on some meetings and possibly joining the SCM. And I also did some more research on May 4th in the background. Yeah. Hope you all have a good week.
Thank you, Intern Alvarino. Advisor Factor Page.
Hi, everyone. Glad to see all of you again this week. Happy to be here. I just have one quick reminder that I put in the Slack, which is the Student Leadership Institute taking place on February 20th. The registration is open. I did get an email or two from folks that the link on the website wasn't working, but it should be up and running at this point. We've had quite a few people register for it already. The entire PLTC course is registering for the SLI, and then everybody that is associated with the student leadership roles such as USG are going to be involved as well. So we're really excited about our keynote speaker. We got to meet with him today, so you'll see his information on the website. And then we have quite a few breakout sessions that you'll be able to choose from. So it'll be a keynote and then 2 separate breakout sessions that you get to kind of choose your own path. Then we'll do a closing. So it's a free half-day leadership conference for folks. So I'm really excited for the involvement in that as well. Again, if you need to make appointments with me, quite a few of you had made appointments with me this week and last week, which is awesome. And hopefully I was helpful to you, but my Calendly link is the best way to do that. And I appreciate y'all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Megan. Thank you, Senator Chang, for calling on everyone. And thank you all for your hard work and your wonderful reports. Like Chief Foreman said, we would like to see a little bit more next meeting, but I know we're going to be working on that. So moving on to the unfinished business and seeing none, we'll move on to our general orders for tonight. So I don't know. I think that was Dr. Dingy, right?
Yes, it was.
Sorry, I couldn't see you on the camera, so I was guessing.
A motion to vote on my SLI shirt legislation.
Do you have any seconds?
Second.
Okay. Any debate?
President Moore.
And Dr. Dingy?
Hopefully you all are pretty familiar with this at this point, but I'll just take a quick second. As Megan, Advisor Factor Page, was just talking about, the Student Leadership Institute is a very big opportunity for us to be involved in. We contributed money last year for food, but seeing as the environment's different, the Leadership Center approached us and asked if we could find another way to contribute. And in the online environment, they really want to encourage students who maybe aren't required to sign up to still come. And so we're hoping that these shirts can be helpful for that. And we designed them around the idea of flashes taking care of flashes. So they're really cute. And everything will be set up and ready to place the order tomorrow as long as this goes well.
Okay, thank you, Director. Do we have any other debate?
President Moore.
Oh, Dr. Lauer?
I just want to say I think it's a really good initiative and a good way to invest our funds in a virtual pandemic-friendly way.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Lauer. Any other forms of debate? Okay, hearing none, I think we can move on to voting. So if you would like to vote yes on Dr. Dingy's legislation to get shirts for the Leadership Institute, please raise your hand and placard. We'll just do both right now because I know not everyone has their video on. So just try to keep them raised.
Yeah, if you can try to enact that hand raise function, that would be amazing. It is a little bit easier for me to see, but I'll work swiftly. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
If you can lower your.
Thank you. Everyone lower your hands. And if you would like to vote no on this legislation, please raise your hand and the placard this time. Okay. And if you would like to abstain from voting, please raise your hand at this time. And please remember that everyone does have to vote on at least one of these options. That's really important just for our quorum and everything.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, cool. So the motion passes. Congratulations, Director Dingy. I'm excited to see these t-shirts and how they turn out. So congratulations. Moving on to our next point on our general orders. I mean, anyone can go.
Motion to vote on the appointment of Tosh for the allocations board.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, do we have any debate?
Does anyone want any background on why we need a new member?
Yeah,
Well,
I think we'd appreciate it.
just I guess a quick explanation is a lot of things come down to scheduling. So due to some people not being able to attend the allocations hearing, I had to find a new member to appoint. And so Tosh previously ran for DBF last year, the same time as I. And so I know he's qualified. He's a very smart student academically, and I know he's a hard worker. So I figured he'd be a good fit for my committee.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other debate? Okay, hearing none, I think we can move to voting. If you'd like to vote yes on appointing Tosh Dubé to the allocations committee, please raise your hands function and placards just to make sure, because I know the hands could go down. So.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And everyone please lower them. If you would like to vote no on appointing Tosh Dubé to the allocations committee, please raise your hand and placard at this time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And if you'd like to abstain from voting, please raise your hand and at this time.
Okay.
Okay, so the motion passes. Congratulations to our newest allocations committee member. I look forward to seeing what the allocations committee does this semester. And then moving on, I think we have one more thing under our general orders for tonight.
Yeah, motion for a first reading of the Black History Month funding legislation.
Do we have a second? Okay, do we have any debate on this?
President Moore.
Dr. Dingy?
I believe it would be appropriate for me to hand this off to Senator Jackson to do some explaining.
Okay, Senator Jackson.
Thank you, President. So hello, everyone. I've actually been in the works for the past couple of weeks of programming and planning for Black History Month, as I was shared in Director Dingy's report. So just to give you more of an understanding, hopefully you have given a chance to look over the legislation, but more detailed that I am working on is a week-long series of virtual events. It's to aim to showcase the impact and achievement of Black identifying students here at Kent State. So the series will include virtual roundtable discussions, and they're going to be led by Black Kent State students. And I'll be co-hosting with whomever at the time that I'll choose, most likely a member from my diversity committee. And it's going to be centralized around their own specific areas of achievement. So for example, Monday is Black business. So in case you're not aware, a lot of Black businesses are in fact up and running around Kent State, and we support each other a lot in that realm. We also have Black Wellness taking place on Wednesday. We have a lot of Black Wellness students as well. They are very in tune with Black mental health and Black mental spirituality, like across all the realms. Fitness, we have a lot of fitness gurus as well in the Black community. So it gives them time to showcase their expertise in that area. And also just as, for example, questions will be asked to facilitate on my behalf, like why is it important for Black students to monitor their mental health, or like what's some advice that you can give Black students at Kent State attending the PWI for their mental health, things like that. Thursday will be Black Leadership Roundtable. So as I was talking to Director Dingy, you don't necessarily need a title to be a leader. We have a lot of Black involvement here on campus, and often our athletes get excluded as well, our Black athletes. So invite them to the discussion as well. And then Friday will be Black History Celebration. This was the only event that will actually be open to Black faculty, staff, and admin as well. So during this time, during the week of the actual roundtables, there will also be a virtual pledge signing. So it's for students to promise to recognize in their impact in white spaces, to be proud, and to continue to push for more recognition, because too often we go unnoticed. Our hard work goes unnoticed, our impact and our spaces go unnoticed and overlooked. So that's the pledge that will be taking place throughout the week. It'll be a virtual signing. And with that, all the collection, the signatures will go on the back of a t-shirt, which will be, that's proposed on the legislation. So once the signatures are collected from taking that pledge, to make sure that they're still doing what they need to do as a Black student at Kent State, and to be proud regardless outside of Kent State of their impact and achievement in predominantly white spaces. That promise will be showcased on shirts for all those collected. And when the shirts are ready to be distributed, they'll be available for non-contact pickup. Of course, they'll be organized, whether it's with me and another member of my diversity committee. So if anyone has any further questions, go for it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, do we have any points of information on this project?
I also just wanted to say, similarly to the SLI shirts, I kind of made an estimate based off of the number that we're thinking we're going to get, and the prices that AG gives for other shirts. So the number honestly could be a little bit less, but we went with a solid 1,000.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Dingy. And I'm not honestly sure exactly how much is left in student first funding. So I think that's something, like, if it's a concern for somebody or they're wondering, they can probably direct that to Director Aguinaga. Because, you know, I'm not, you know, that's like a thing that could take in consideration when voting on something from students first funding. Do we have any more points of information about this?
President Moore.
Dr. Lauer.
I just want to applaud Senator Jackson and Director Dingy for making this legislation so student focused. I think that's an excellent piece of it. I like that there's involvement from administration and faculty on one of the days, so we can still have that connection going on, but I think it's a great investment.
Thank you, Director.
President Moore.
Yes.
I'd also like to shout out to Senator Evans. She's also been planning with me and Director Dingy on this as well. So if just in case, so no one get left out, on my team right now that's helping me coordinate this is Director Dingy, Senator Evans, and then Sardita. She is on the e-board of SALSA, our SALSA organization. She is like, that's my team right now, the Fantastic Four. So I just want to give a quick shout out to them as well for hopping on board with this and really making it work. And shout out to Advisor Paige Megan for helping me as well.
Yes, thank you, Senator. I'm so excited to see you guys come up with. That's definitely the dream team. So yeah, I know you guys got it handled. Do we have any other points of information? Okay, so yeah, I think if you guys have questions about that, you can definitely go to Senator Jackson or Dr. Dingy. We'll be voting on that our next public meeting, so just stay tuned. And I think that was all we had for agenda orders today. So moving on to new business. And seeing none, I think we can move on to for the good of the order. So if anyone has anything.
Just to toss something in there, since you mentioned that this isn't really, I guess, the right time, but to remind everybody that the Student First Initiative, I believe, has around 38,000 left before spending on these T-shirts. So, I mean, we have $38,000 and only spent about $4 at this point. So keep that in mind. Start looking into ways we can use that for this spring semester, and yeah, just take advantage of that.
Yes, thank you, Director. I think that's a good thing to point out. I know last year we had come close to, using the whole budget. And I know this year's different circumstances, but just keep that in mind, guys, that you can get creative and you still have funds. And especially if you're collaborating with other places on campus who might have a more limited budget this year, because I know a lot of places got their funding cut. But yeah, just keep that in mind. So thank you. Does anyone else have anything for the good of the order today? Okay, so nothing. I think we can move on to announcements. Does anyone have any announcements to make?
I do. Okay, so I think I announced it last week or when we had our group meeting, but want to let everyone know that I am planning on having a Do It for the Culture event, which is basically a like a rap competition throughout the month of Black History Month. So the signups for it and the submissions for it end Friday at 5. So I was going to ask if everyone in USG or whoever is genuinely into the idea of this happening throughout the month of February, for everyone that is genuinely interested in this idea, I would please ask that you repost the flyer on Instagram, because the idea, I've seen something like this done at other schools, and this is a way, this is basically like student focus from top to bottom, but it's also still bringing the entertainment aspect to the students. And I want to make sure that everyone knows, yes, it's during Black History Month, but really this is for anyone that listens to hip hop music, which I'm pretty sure everyone in USG has heard some form of hip hop music before. So you can reshare it, repost it to any of your friends. And if any of them are interested in basically being in a rap competition and winning some money, I would please ask that you repost it on Instagram, tag me in it. That way you can basically let people know who to reach out to as far as getting involved with it. Because I think this could be one of the coolest ideas that we've seen, especially virtually, as like a tournament for students. So I just wanted to announce that. If anyone has any questions, let me know. But I think that this could be a really amazing event. All I need are 8 artists that want to do this. And I believe we can definitely reach 8 artists with like all of us. So yeah, that's all that I have.
Okay, thank you, Director Watkins. And I know we did post that on our social media, so be sure to go check that out and repost when you ever have a chance. But do we have any other announcements to make tonight?
President.
Go ahead.
Okay, real quick. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I wanted to give y'all more a background of like the title, We Are Black History at Kent State. That's the title of my event that's going on for February of Black History Month. I'm sure, especially reps of color here on USG, you've heard that like, oh, we're not just history in February, like our Black history is like every day or in like everyday spaces. So I just want y'all to be more mindful of like the meaning behind the title that I chose, We Are Black History at Kent State. It just shows that like students of color at Kent State's campus, specifically PWI, the things that we are doing, such as, President Moore being a Black female identifying on USG, that's history right there. Like that's history at Kent State. So I just wanted to use as an example to let y'all know that's how the title came together. So that just real quick. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Jackson. And then I think Director Lauer, were you going to speak?
Yes, thank you. I'm just going to do my regular election update. I think I'll be doing that about every week until Election Day. So as Senator Campisi mentioned, our first info session is tomorrow night. It will be recorded and accessible. to students on the USG website soon after that. We plan on doing another one next week, and then possibly another if need be. But we can always add one on pretty quick, especially since it is on a virtual platform. If you have people that are interested in running, the application is up. It is a bit of a process, but the steps are all on the USG website, and there's a form to complete afterward. The commission is meeting again this Friday, and we will have more information and more materials going forward as I'm able to train the commissioners and hand off some tasks. But we're on track to host a pretty good virtual election.
Thank you, Director Lauer. Yeah, it's really important that you guys do pay attention to the election because you might be getting questions from other students and stuff like that. I know like it can become a crazy time. And make sure you encourage other students to run, especially for your position. I mean, that's how a lot of people get in office. You know, we find people because like they encourage them. I know I encouraged Dr. Lauer to run for my position last year. And, you know, it's really meaningful to see someone who's really passionate, like, you know, fill your shoes when you leave. So just keep that in mind as you work with your committees and students who are interested in maybe getting involved. And maybe if you just know someone that might fit well, just, you know, reach out to them and let them know. So thank you for that, Dr. Lauer.
And I'm gonna add the flyer that I put on the story, on the Instagram story today about the election information, if anybody wants to post it on their personal social media as well.
Yeah, thank you, Director Rodriguez. Like, yeah, it's definitely important. We all try to post it. Like, you know, the goal is to have every position filled. And I know that's going to be more challenging this year than maybe in past years. And, you know, we have to do our part, even if we're graduating, to kind of help that happen. So definitely talk to people, you know, tell them how great USG is and encourage them to run. So I know we'll have a really great election season. Do we have any other announcements today?
I was just gonna say, if you log into KSU Engage today, like in the next couple minutes, you can be put in the drawing for MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, gift cards, all these other things for the student org fair. If you want to get a new laptop, just log in. You'll be in the drawing.
Thank you for that. That's a really good public service announcement. So everyone go log in, go be engaged. I'm sure some people sitting in the student org things are eager to talk to people. So maybe just drop in and say hi to your friends or something, you know what I mean? So any final announcements before we move on to adjournment? Okay, seeing that, I think we can move on to adjournment, what everyone's been waiting for.
Motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. If you are in favor of adjourning this meeting at 6:24 p.m., please raise your hands. Raise your little placard if you have it.
Okay.
Okay, if you'd like to vote no on adjournment, please raise your hand.
Okay.
Okay, and any abstentions?
Okay.
Okay, motion passes. So thank you guys all for coming today. I look forward to seeing what you do the rest of the semester, like I said, and have a good rest of your night.